Hey everybody, so this is the first real conversation via Zoom online. Havalynn and I, high five Havalynn. I, I am going to say this is probably going to be the first of many with Havalynn because we have a lot to talk about. We do. There's just a lot of topics. I mean, right now I've got a few rolling around in my head and I just hit record and we're just going to see where this goes. So Havalynn, what do you think we should talk about today?
Hey, yeah, why not talk about like our babies? You want to talk about the baby?
Should we tell them about the baby?
Should we tell them about the baby?
I think it's a very important conversation because, yeah, it's very enlightening. So this came about, the situation where I was in distress, right, Havalynn?
Yes.
Okay. And I had a great new idea and I had shared it. And I think it was the person who I'd shared it with or wherever I'd shared it, I felt shut down like pretty quickly after sharing the idea. And then I called Havalynn and we started talking about this idea of having ideas and sharing it. And then oftentimes what happens. And so Havalynn, in her brilliance, she said, I'll let you speak.
Oh, not everybody's a baby person. And Ashley's like, what? I was like, well, yeah. So it's like when we have a good idea, a really good idea, it's like being able to recognize that we need to share it with someone that can nurture. It's like a baby, and we need to be able to share it with someone that can nurture the baby. And say, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. That's awesome. That's amazing. Rather than someone that's like, ooh, your baby ugly. Or why did mommy dress you in that shirt and those pants? Or doesn't mommy know to put a blanket on you and you're walking away feeling completely deflated?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's like that moment, and we've all experienced it. We've thought of something and we're so excited. We're so excited to tell someone. And oftentimes what happens is we share this brand spanking new little idea, which we're calling a baby. And it's like freshly, it's not even, it's just born. And we haven't thought out the hows. We haven't figured out how it's all going to go. We just had this great idea and we want to share it. And if you share it with someone who, like Havalynn said, is not a baby person, who's not someone who can nurture and foster that kind of conversation, then it's like all of a sudden it falls because it's devastating. It's really devastating. You have this great idea and you share it and it's not received. And not only is it not received, it's like dropped, it's like they like, oh, let me see it. And then, oh no, that's a bad idea. Or, well, how are you going to do that? Well,
right. How are you going to do? Have you thought about this? Right. Or do you think that's a really good idea? Well, what if you do this and this and this and this and this? Guys, not everybody is a baby person.
Right.
And when Ashley and I were having that conversation and that was mentioned, it just was like, wow. And even when I was saying it, I was like, oh, not everybody's a baby person. Why would you bring your baby to someone who's just not a baby person? And it's nothing bad, nothing on them. Just not everybody's able to be in that space.
Exactly. And I think what it is that, not everyone has, like some people, okay, prime example, some people can walk into a home, right? They're looking to buy a home and they can walk into it and they can totally envision like, oh, this room would look great as this, and this room painted this color. And some people can walk into a house and if all the wrong colors are on the wall, they're going to walk out because they can't envision those changes. And it's that same kind of thing, sort of. It's like, if somebody doesn't have that kind of thinking, to see an idea and to go, oh, wow, that's a really great idea. And the important thing is, when we're sharing that idea, we really don't want any input, because it's just this baby brand spanking new idea that, is just sitting here and we just want like, oh, it's a beautiful baby, just like, oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. I can't wait to see what happens with it. I can't wait to see, just for someone to nurture and foster it, and to see that, like, oh, it's this just little bitty baby idea. And, at some point it will become a toddler. And at that point, you might be able to say what's going on a little bit more about your idea. And then there's those people who are toddler people, who totally get toddlers, who totally get something in that stage. And I think, if anything, it really brought an awareness for me of
me too,
really taking inventory around me. And I'm like, oh, that person's a total baby person. That person's an infant person. That person, or a toddler, like, just at what stage or where you can share that, because it is so precious. Ideas are so precious. And to come out of the gate with an idea and get stomped, it's heartbreaking, because, nothing like having this little idea and this little concept, this thought, you were on a run, you were taking a shower, you were just like having a moment where you were just completely open. Something popped in, and it excited you. And, I just really wanted to share this like process or what happens out loud, because this is one of those things that just happens all the time. We don't think about it. We never really identified it. And now it's like, Havalynn and I have a language for what this is, this having a new idea, and how to share it, who to share it with, how to protect it, how to like foster it and nurture it. And yeah, not every single idea becomes something, but if you don't give it the best situation to grow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
One of the cool things about that is it really makes it more inviting to reach out and share. Have you ever had, so it's like having those moments where you have a really good idea and you're like, oh, I'm going to tell this person. You're like, no, I'm not going to tell them, because they'll just say this and this and this and this. Well, when you have clarity about who your baby people are, you can't help but to share, because you know that you'll get the type of feedback and nurturing and woohoos and yay-yous and awesomes that's necessary. It just makes it more inviting to say, hey, oh my gosh, I have this great idea. And they're like, woohoo, awesome. That sounds like an awesome, creation. And you can just share and you want someone to share in your excitement with you. That's it.
Yes.
You just want someone to share in the excitement with you.
Exactly. Right? And not ask you how, and well, what does that look like? And what is, it's like, can we just have a moment?
Because then what happens when that occurs is it deflates you, and you walk away thinking, was it even a good idea to begin with? You develop this inner dialogue that's so venom spewing and full of self-doubt that there's no follow through.
Yes, exactly. So I love that conversation we had, and I love what we created out of it. And it was so tactile, it's like this very real sort of picture I have. And like you said, it's like, now it's like, it's very easy, because there are certain people that I love dearly, but they're not baby people. They're not baby people, and that's okay. And they're not bad and wrong. It's just, when I have a brand spanking new idea, I need to share it with my baby people, so that I can be excited, and they can be in that excitement with me, and that we can nurture it. And then if it's going to become something, then you can talk to all those other people. Down the road.
There's a place for the type of people that can help you work on those fine details.
Yes.
And Cecilia mentioned the other day, toddler people, and that's, an awesome place for them, when it's gotten its footing, when, you've got that confidence and you're standing in that, then, there's a space to bring it to them. Maybe not some people though, but it's good to know that clarity.
Yeah.
And you learn,
Yeah. And you know what? And it could be because they never had any baby people listening to their ideas, and that's how they were trained, So we are going to train the world. We're going to do some retraining here on, ideas and how to foster them and bring them into the world, because we need amazing, brilliant minds that create these ideas to come forth and to birth them and have it. You know what I mean? It's like, so,
Yeah.
um, you know, this is one of many real conversations that you and I are going to have. Cause I mean, we got things to talk about, like connection and unicorns and
Right.
project, you know, just all kinds of things that you and I have great insight on. And I love how we think about certain things. So I definitely, you know, Havalynn will be back. High five. High five. Woo! One more time.
Let me scoot up.
All right,
Okay.
there we go.
Okay.
One,
Okay.
two, high five. Go.
Okay. Okay.
One, two, three.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Got it. Nailed it. Nailed
it. All right, babe. Thank you so much. And like I said, we'll be back. And hey, if anyone out there who's watching the real conversation happening on YouTube, hope you get on my YouTube channel, because there's going to be many more coming. And hey, write in, because I will talk about anything. So if you have some topics, if you want to be on, just let me know. And we're just going to keep it going. So have an awesome day. Woo!